Hello everyone, welcome back to another battle video that I made from the Pokemon trading card game. Here I'm going to be playing my upgraded Darkrai EX deck against a brand new player who is playing ReshiBoar. And honestly, I'm posting this for several reasons. One, because, I promised him I would post it, but he is a new player and he actually played very, very well with this deck. And I want to show people, even if you're brand new to the game, so long as you have a good deck and you know how to play it, you can do really well. So with this, I forgot how the coin flip turned out, but anyway, I draw my cards, and he draws his, and he mulligans, so I get to draw an extra card. And we're just talking about the game. Like I said, he's just gotten into the game. This was... I was his first opponent that wasn't his best friend who had gotten him into the game, so... and he's playing ReshiBoar, and honestly I think ReshiBoar may be making a comeback, since Keldeo Blastoise really requires Tropical Beach in order to be good, and if you don't have Tropical Beach already, then it'll cost like $200 to get one, and you need at least 2 or 3 in your deck in order to make it viable. So, Keldeo decks probably won't be seeing that much play anymore. Keldeo Blastoise, Black Huron, Blastoise, what have you. So, he mulligans again, and I opt to actually cut his deck this time to give him a better chance of pulling a basic. So, let's see if he gets it on his third try. It looks like he did. Awesome. So he draws a basic, and decides not to play another basic on the bench. Actually, that might have been a Pignite, not a Tepig, but oh well. So, I said that he should go first. And he's going to start out with a Mewtwo EX. Many a donk has been seen with this card. No more. Thank you, new rules. He has Mewtwo out there. He plays Tepig on the bench. And yeah, it looks like the other card in his hand was a Pignite, not a Tepig. So he's going to attach a Fire Energy to Mewtwo. And he has several supporters in his hand. I guess he's just trying to decide which one to play. Really, any of the supporters would be good at this point, except for Professor Juniper. Does he have that? I can't tell. He's going to play Skyla, the wonderful League promo Skyla, with the old school reverse holo effect. Probably going to get... Yeah, it looks like Rare Candy. I don't know if he had Embor in his hand, but it looks like he didn't. He's probably just getting ready for it. So it's going to Skyla for the Rare Candy, shuffle his deck. And that's probably it. He passes. So it's my turn. I can't really see what I have in my hand at this point. I put a Verbank in play, no reason not to. Looks like I don't have any energy in my hand. But this is an upgraded deck, so I do play Energy Search, and I will play that to find an energy. Whether I'll actually put that onto Sableye or not, I don't know. Maybe I'll discard it and hope for a Dark Patch later. Regardless, I will be going for a Dark Energy. And honestly, Energy Search is a great card to put into Darkrai decks, especially if you have a start like I did, where you don't have any energy. It's great to have an Energy Search instead of another worthless card like Tool Scrapper. I mean, I do run Tool Scrapper, but Energy Search is a great card to have when you have... I think I only run 11 Dark Energy, and that might actually be too much, but... I'm still altering my deck here and there. This match only took place 2 days ago as of the time I record this. So I play in, we both shuffle our hands. I didn't know what he had in his hand, I just played it to make my own hand look better. I asked if you want to cut, and he said if you want to, and I said, nah, let's not. So, I also want to point out I have a Darkrai deck and I have black sleeves. He has a ReshiBoar deck and he has red sleeves. I think we both planned it that way. So, I play a laser and manage to put the Mewtwo to sleep. Put a Mr. Mime on my bench. Probably shouldn't have done that in hindsight. There's nothing in ReshiBoar that can target the bench. But you never know. Maybe he plays some sort of tech that can target the bench. Who knows? He may have the Kyurem with Frost Spear. You never know. very unlikely, but yeah. So I decided to go with that. I junk hunt for a laser, and I think that was went too fast for me to see. I was not paying attention. I apologize. So he flips tails on the sleep, which, believe it or not, does not happen that much. Is very, it's not rare, but it's very uncommon for you to see your active Pokemon still asleep going into your turn. So he plays Rare Candy, gets an Emboar in play. Now he can attach as many Fire Energy from his hand onto his Pokemon as he wants. He's going to attach one to Mewtwo, probably just so it's ready for next time. Then he's going to Energy Search? Yeah, Energy Search. Definitely going to search for Fire Energy, no other energies in there. Just finds the energy and gets it out there. Attaches that to Mewtwo as well. And now he's already taken out a Sableye if only he were able to wake up. And technically Full Heal is legal now since it was printed in the Kalos starter decks. But nobody really plays Full Heal. So I don't know how Full Heal works, if it only heals one status condition or all. If it healed all, that would be awesome. But alas, he does not run Full Heal. I don't know if anybody even thought that it was in format. So he Junipers away his hand, gets a Reshiram, the beautiful full art Reshiram from Radiant Collection from Legendary Treasures. And he plays Switch, which will get rid of the sleep and the poison. He's going to switch into Tepig. I think that was probably the correct play. Now he has stuff on his bench that I cannot touch. I do play Pokemon Catcher still, even though it requires a coin flip. I just love it too much. So, and I worked really, really hard to get the 4 cards in my deck. Actually, I think I only run 3 now, but anyway. And then he plays another Switch, which is, it's just awesome that he had both in his hand. So, he now has a Mewtwo that's all powered up, and he can take the first prize. That's awesome. This is his first turn of attacking, and he's already taking a prize. And like I said, he's a brand new player. I don't know his name, but he is already ahead in this game, and he just started. So I decided to play it safe and put Mr. Mime up. There was really no reason not to. I played Energy Switch there instead of Energy Search, although I did mean to play Energy Search. So I was like, oh, that's the wrong card. Move it around. I find a Dark Energy. Probably going to attach it to the Mr. Mime. Or I could discard it with Professor Juniper or Ultra Ball. I don't know what I do here. Looks like I put it into my hand, which means I'll be discarding it. I'm going to play Laser, try to put that thing back to sleep. Mewtwo was a Hulk for several months after it came out. And even now, if you play it correctly, it can still do massive amounts of damage. There are plenty of counters to it now, that's why people don't play it as much, but still, it does 20 times the number of energy attached to both you and your opponent's Pokemon. That is, the damage output is literally, the sky's the limit. So it looks like I played Professor Juniper there. I was hoping for a Dark Patch. It looks like I got one. So it's a good thing I discarded the energy instead of attaching it. Now I got to attach the Mr. Mime and Dark Patch to the Sableye, so I have a Sableye ready to junk hunt. My wife is there showing me some cards that she got for me. I'm saying thank you. She just loves to troll my video here. She just wanted to mess with me as much as possible. Thank you. But anyway, trying to decide what I want to do here. If I want to junk hunt right now or do something else. I will computer search. I didn't think that he would run any tools since this is ReshiBoar. I don't know what tools ReshiBoar would run. Probably, Rescue Scarf? Maybe Eviolite on the Reshiram. Probably not, though. At any rate, I decided to discard Tool Scrapper and Dark Energy. I was, again, not paying attention. I apologize. I didn't see what I got. But I will... Okay, it looks like I got a Professor Juniper for next turn. And now I will junk hunt. Yeah, I'm going to junk hunt for computer search. Computer search is great. Since it's an item card, you can get it back with junk hunt. Looks like I'm going to get back a dark patch, and debating between computer search and something I can actually use, because I have a juniper in hand. So I'm going to be discarding stuff. And what if I end up with only 3 cards? Then I'll have to choose between computer search and Professor Juniper. And I'd rather just get stuff I could use. So I went for the dark patch and the energy switch. So, he takes another 30 from poison, and it's his turn. So he's going to Skyla, probably for another rare candy, or maybe a switch. Unfortunately, ReshiBoar, there's not much you can do. You can't put in Keldeo to get rid of poison. You can't rush in and retreat for free. You would have to rush in and then actually discard 2 energies in order to retreat. He goes for a Skyro Bridge, which is a really good stadium to have in ReshiBoar. Each basic Pokemon gets 1 less retreat cost. So Reshiram would have 1 retreat cost, Tepig would have 0. Unfortunately, Emboar would still have, I think it's 3 or 4. But still, your basic Pokemon would have 1 less. And on top of that, Mewtwo only has 1 now instead of 2. It doesn't really matter from my side, since any Pokemon with Dark Energy attached to it has free retreat anyway. But it will definitely help him out. And it gets rid of the Burbank City Gym, so he's taking less from poison. So that was definitely the right card to go after with the Skyla. So now he goes for Victini EX. A terrific card. And I find out later that he has Victory Piece, the A spec for Victini EX, which lets him attack for free. And now Mewtwo just knocked out a second Sableye. I am down 6 prizes to 4. I'm being beaten by someone who is just beginning with a deck that has not been used that much in a few years. So I am actually both surprised and I don't know what else. I'm just surprised by this in a very good way. Like I said, I love it when new players come into the game, and I love when they can knock out a tier 1 deck. So I managed to get 2 energies onto the Darkrai there, and then I energy search for the final energy and get that onto Darkrai. I think. Did I already have an energy on Darkrai? Looks like I did. I had an energy on Darkrai going into my turn. Then I energy switched from Mr. Mime to Darkrai and then just attached an energy. Now I can start damaging stuff. And with the Dark Claw on me, that means I can do 110 each turn. And he's still poisoned, so I'm trying to decide how much... I cannot see the dice. The camera is terrific, but unfortunately the dice are just very, very small, so it's hard to see what's on them. Looks like I'm counting up the number of damage that's already on Mewtwo. It looks like it was enough to kill it, either before or after poison, I don't know. But I managed to knock out the Mewtwo EX. So now we're tied on prizes, and I put 30 onto his benched Emboar. And that's basically because if you can take away the Emboar, then ReshiBoar just cannot work. You cannot attach energy fast enough. Reshiram's attacks require multiple energy. So that was my strategy. I really don't know if that was a good strategy. Maybe I should have targeted the Reshiram, since it takes 130 HP. It has 130 HP. So unless I have the Verbank and the Laser and the Dark Claw, then I cannot knock it out in one hit. And unfortunately, most decks these days revolve around Pokemon that can knock things out in one hit. When the Mega Pokemon come out, that'll probably change. We might see a bit more spreading instead, but for now, that's basically how most decks work. And especially my Darkrai, just knock things out in one hit as much as possible, and if not, then set stuff up so it can be knocked out in one hit next turn. So he gets an energy search and goes for a fire energy. And at this point, we're both a little pressed for time because my wife had work about 15 minutes as of this point in the video, she had work in 15 minutes. So we both knew we were pressed for time. We were trying to, rush without making the wrong decision. So he's just looking at Dark Claw, seeing what it does. Attaches the fire energy to Reshiram. Probably wishes he had another one so he could start doing some damage. And decides to pass. So I now have several cards in my hand. I have several options. I'm going to Ultra Ball away probably 2 Dark Energy if I have to. There was at least one. Now I'm going to Ultra Ball away Dark Energy and a Laser to get another Darkrai, just so I can start powering it up in case my active Darkrai gets knocked out. Going to Dark Patch onto that Darkrai, and I can still attach to the Darkrai if I want, if I have another energy. I'm going to Laser that Reshiram. I flip heads, so it's asleep. And Dark Claw to the Darkrai, random receiver. I need the Verbank in play right now, otherwise I cannot knock it out. I decide to play in. Play the in that I got off the random receiver. So that means we both get 4 cards. So neither has an advantage at this point, except in what they draw. So looks like I got an Ultra Ball, Dark Patch, a Sableye, and something else. He got, looks like a Floatstone? I don't think he ever played the Floatstone in this game. But Floatstone, oh, yeah, Floatstone is definitely a good card to have in ReshiBoar because it lets your stuff retreat for free. The big stuff like Emboar. So I decided to Night Spear. I'm 10 short, even after the laser. And put another 30 on the Emboar. And he flipped Tails on the sleep. And that might have been the flip that determined the game. If he had woken up, he could have done a massive amount of damage. Probably not enough to knock me out, but it would have been enough to knock me out next turn. But he flipped Tails, so he's asleep. He's going to get knocked out going into my turn. And that's just unfortunate on his end. He attaches a Floatstone, begins to retreat, then asks, wait, can you retreat when you're poisoned? And I said, yes, but not while you're asleep. You can retreat while you're poisoned or confused, but not when you're asleep or paralyzed. What's the other one? I don't remember what the other one... Oh, and when you're burned, you can retreat as well. But not while you're asleep or paralyzed. So he gets his Victini out, and I think he played N? No, he played Colress, I think. Yeah, he played Colress. So he's going to draw a new hand of 6. If he can get a victory piece onto Victini, then he could start doing some damage for free. Maybe next turn, because he cannot retreat this turn, so. And looks like there's the victory piece. Yep. Attaches that to Victini. Perfect. Now the Victini's all set up, ready to do whatever its attacks are. And he has more energy on him, so he can power up whatever else he wants. He's it looks like he's going to Ultra Ball 2 things away. I didn't see what they were. It's out of focus. He's going to get another Reshiram, and that's the correct play to do, because this Reshiram is going to get knocked out. Then all he has left is an Emboar, which is only there for support, really. A Pignite, which is just hogging bench space unless he can get another Emboar in play on top of that. And a Victini, which he probably does not want to get rid of. So having a Reshiram there is definitely the right move. So his active Reshiram is knocked out coming into my turn. I draw my prize. I'm going to Bicycle for 1. Attach a Dark Energy to Darkrai. And then I'm going to Professor Juniper. I think I'm going to aim for a Pokemon catcher here to try and knock out that Victini. 2 easy prizes. I'm going to knock out his Sky Arrow Bridge with another Verbank. Put Keldeo on the bench. As you can see, I actually have a real Keldeo now. As that I didn't have in my older videos. I play Pokemon catcher and flip heads. And I bring up the Victini. And that was very unfortunate. he accidentally puts his Pignite in his discard pile. I tell him, no, it's not knocked out, it's just on the bench. I knock out the Victini with a perfect 110 hit Night Spear and put 30 on the Reshiram. And it's his turn. So, at this point, there's pretty much nothing he can do. I have won. But, like I said, I wanted to show you guys this video because this was his first game ever outside of playing against his friend. And he did exceptionally well. He made the correct moves. Really, his luck was determined by coin flips. Unfortunately, that will be some of the meta game coming up in this coming up season. Will be determined by coin flips, but he did really well. And I think if few coin flips had gone badly for him, or badly for me and great for him, he probably could have beaten me hands down. And all in all, this actually was a pretty fun game. He has a Reshiram all set up. He can use Blue Flare for 120 to knock me out. I'll still knock him out, but still. He's not going down without a fight. So he plays Professor Juniper on top of all that and gets the rest of his cards down. What else does he have? Looks like he has a rare candy, and does he have an Embor? He has Tool Scrapper. Ooh. He could play Tool Scrapper and get rid of my Dark Claw. And that might give him an extra turn. So he's going to knock out my Verbank. That's also very helpful. He got a God Hand here. Just what he needed. And an Embor. His 2 Embors set up. He has Reshiram that won't be knocked out in one hit this coming up turn. He has a Tool Scrapper, which will knock out my 2 Dark Claws. I would need a lot in order to beat him this coming up turn. I'm looking through my hand. It looks like I don't have what I need. I seem a bit... like I said, we're both pressed for time here, just so that I don't make my wife late for work. So, he is all set up, and I guess he's going to do Blue Flare. Nothing else to do. Looks like there's nothing else in his hand that lets him do anything. So I'm just showing the camera what I've got. I got a laser, too much stuff. If you saw it, you probably know what I had. So he does Blue Flare, discards 2 energy and does 120 to me. I have a laser, and that'll be just enough to knock it out. Oh, that'll be perfect. So, that's it. Yeah. If you guys have any comments, then just leave them in the comments section. I want to thank my opponent for being such a great sport and giving me a great game. This was fun. And you built ReshiBoar very well. You know my suggestions for what to put in there. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.